Welcome to Wisdom for Relationships. We are dealing with stopping the silent killers of love.
Absolutely.
Let's stop them before they stop us.
Absolutely.
Kill them before they kill you. When two people connect, and in the context of our conversation this morning, we're talking about romantically. We connect on many levels. When we start talking to each other, we start finding out, about each other. We start getting to know each other. There is an attraction that is provoked, and you get attracted to this person. You want to know them more. You begin to like them. That part you begin to like them is emotional. So there's an emotional connection that you make with somebody, and it's that emotional connection that now brings you closer to them. And because that there's that connection, that's what you call the relationship. So it means that they understand you, they feel you emotionally, and you feel them and you understand them. And every one of us, we have emotional needs. So when those emotional needs are met by this person, the relationship is stronger. And you feel like this is my person. You feel like I'm connected to this person. The relationship is deep. Now, when we have established a relationship and there's now this connection and there's now the vibing and you really like this person, they like you, and so on and so forth, you end up, maybe you get married and you are now living together. You're doing life together as husband and wife. Or even, maybe you're not even married yet, but you are doing life together as an item. And then suddenly, you are no longer feeling the emotional connection.
That is the worst thing.
The person could be present, but they are absent emotionally. They're not understanding your emotional needs. It appears they don't care about how you feel. Sometimes your emotions are dismissed. Sometimes, things like you're oversensitive, you're worrying too much. Your emotional vibes are no longer heard on their side. And you begin to feel this neglect. And you see, that person can still be physically present. That person can still be financially committed, but they're emotionally absent. So your fears, your needs, your desires, your passion, your dreams, you can no longer connect with them. You can't share deep things of the heart, because that's what makes a relationship really strong, that I know that I can share with this person and I feel safe to tell them things. I feel safe. Every one of us desire to have people around us, and especially that significant other where you can truly, truly be yourself and you can share. So when you're no longer feeling that connection, that's what we call emotional neglect. And there are many people who are in relationships and they are feeling the emotional neglect. They feel unheard, they feel unseen, they feel uncared for, even though the other person may still be there paying the bills. Communication has become routine. We talk about the children, we talk about duties, we talk about chores, we talk about the things that we want to do, but the deep things of the heart, we're no longer talking about it. So you feel like, I don't have a friend in this person anymore. I don't have that connection with this person anymore. But we're still living together. And this is the thing about emotional neglect. It's so subtle, because it can be happening. There are no violence. We're not shouting. We're not fighting. It could be that we're not fighting, but we're not connecting. Bills are being paid. Children are being taken care of. Externally, people think we are okay. But deeply, internally, we know we are not okay.
Sometimes people don't even build it well. They jump into other things that they think is part of it. So you've not really taken the time to build that emotional connection strong enough so that when you get into the marriage or you now do life together, You haven't built it strong enough to sustain it, because life happens. Things happen that are wanting to, break it. So if you haven't taken the time to build it, and that's one of the things that people in relationships, we don't take the time to actually know that it's important to build that connection. While you are dating or meeting somebody, and really build it strong. Get to know the person, be free with the person, be yourself with the person, and actually see if we are connecting. But other considerations can come up, and we work with those considerations, but we have not built the emotional connection.
And there are many people who are in that kind of setup, where if before marriage you're already feeling empty, please don't go ahead to marry.
It just means you have to pause, assess it, see, maybe you actually are carrying baggage, so you cannot emotionally connect anyway. So it's not necessary that the connection is not happening, but the person is maybe deprived of it. So you may need to sort that out. So don't rush into it. Don't see those signs and still say it will get better. It doesn't get better. Those things become wider in marriage.
No, this is one of the things that many people don't understand. When we say relationship is about wisdom, it's about knowing how it works and how it functions. So if you are in an emotionally dry relationship with somebody, on paper, you are an item. On paper, even parents, family know, oh, okay, these two people, and you look good together. You can even look like power couple. But between two of you, it's empty. There's no connection. Please do not proceed to go and sign at Home Affairs and hope that it will happen. No, we need to fix that. We need to fix the connection, because that's what the relationship is about. Can I say it like this? Any relationship that sustains emotional connection will survive every assault. They will survive everything thrown at them. Why? Because this other person understands you. This other person can pick you up. When you're not feeling well, you're not feeling up to life, there's somebody, when you're malfunctioning, there's somebody who understands what is going on, who can pick you up. That's what makes a relationship valuable. That I know I'm safe with this person. I know I can go the distance with this person. I know that whatever life throws, we will win. This is what makes the relationship work. So if you're not feeling that vibe, no, you need to come and speak to us. We need to help you make the connection, because without it, if you go ahead to proceed with the relationship, it's like you're building a big castle on nothing. You're building in the air. It's going to collapse. Because what really keeps a relationship is that emotional connection. So when there is neglect, even before marriage or before it's trouble. And if it happens in marriage, that's why it's so dangerous. Because it's so subtle. Everybody sees you on the outside, you look good, you come to church, you sit together, but there's no connection. You're living in two different worlds. You don't know what's happening to them. They don't know what's happening in you to you. You're not helping each other. And before you know it, it collapses. You can be living, in fact, you can be sleeping on the same bed. You can even be having intimacy, but emotionally disconnected completely. What does it look like? Let me tell you what it looks like. It looks like, when one person avoids deep conversations. One person chooses not to be vulnerable with you. So they close up. Their fears, they can't share. Their struggles, they can't share. Their insecurities, they can't share. They just close up. So you can't reach them. You don't know what they're feeling. When there are emotional moments, they withdraw. They close up. They close in, or they close you out. They avoid discussing their feelings. You don't know what they're feeling. The relationship seems cold, seems numb. They sometimes seem unreachable or inaccessible. They will focus on tasks. They're busy. They can be busy with work, busy with business, busy with ministry. They focus on tasks and routines and responsibilities. Okay, I have to work to pay the bills. I have to put food on the table. And they focus on that. But you're not connecting with them. They listen sometimes, but they really don't engage. You're not hearing what they're saying. You're not hearing what they're feeling. You can't pick out where they are. You know, they can be physically with you, mentally elsewhere. Sometimes they feel distracted or disconnected or unattached. These are signs of emotional disconnect. And if your relationship is having some of these things that I said, you need to do something about it. If you don't confront it, it is a silent killer. Death is actually on the doorstep. The death of that relationship is imminent. You need to do something about it. Emotional disconnect cannot be wished away or avoided by not dealing with it.
We need to know that there's a way out of it. It's identifying the problem and then trying to make effort to find solutions. And so that's what we are here to let us know. And we will be discussing this further at the last Friday of this month, and just bringing more wisdom. We don't have enough time when we come on Wednesdays to break it down. So last Friday of this month, that is the topic we will be engaging on. So just send a message to 062-520-2020 and we will be able to register. All
right. So on May 29th, we're going to be dealing with these silent killers. We're going to explain as many of them as possible, how they come in. Remember that they are silent killers. So they don't make too much noise. They're not loud. They're not violent, but they have profound negative impact on the relationship. And this is what we want to show people so that you can identify these killers early in your relationship and then do something to reverse their effects so that you don't come down with the short end of the stick.
So it doesn't happen overnight that somebody will, click their hands and suddenly things are fine. You must be willing to engage. You must be willing to get the wisdom required to navigate yourself out of it. So this 29th of May, go send us a message on 062-520-2020 that you want to register and be part of this month's Thank God It's Friday.
062-520-2020. That's where you're going to get help from.